What's going on? Man, welcome back to the basement. How are we doing, people? This is going to be a video that we do every Saturday, whether that's going to be Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. I'm not sure yet. I wanted to hop on here before the Ohio State-Oregon game. I really want to watch that. But I want to come on here, answer everybody's start-sit questions, anybody that's got any sort of Q&A going on. This is where I can kind of hang out with y'all. Let me know how we're looking on the stream today, fellas. So like I said, we're doing some start-sit questions. If any of you guys got start-sit questions, any Q&A going on, let me know. Also, if you're dropping in here, just say what's up. Yo, what's good? What's good, brother? Elixirs. Of course, Anthony, back in the basement, as always, where we should be at this point. Said, good, I'm all right this morning. I'm all right. Happy, I'm excited for some college football today. Got up not really nice and early, but decently early. Now, I'm not really sure what to talk about while I'm waiting for questions to come in here. I did want to change the title real quick I wanted to add a Q&A on the back end of it. I think I am going to start either doing this on live or recording a video for Saturdays, but I do want to kind of go through my favorite streams for the week where I talk about, like defenses, kickers, quarterbacks, under 50% owned. That's like kind of a light video I could make. But how are we feeling, everybody? How are we feeling? All right, let me change the little last piece to Q&A. Hold on. So we have no questions yet. I should probably start. I should probably come here with a little bit more prepared than to just wait for questions from y'all. But okay, we got some questions. Brandon Ayuk or Robbie Anderson? I think I lean pretty heavy Brandon Ayuk because he has, I think, one of the best matchups this week. He had PFF has this thing where they go over their best advantages versus the other corners. I personally thought, here's the thing, I'm not a big defensive guy. I know defense a little bit, but I thought Jeff Okudah was a really solid prospect. And apparently the Detroit Lions secondary is not good. So even with Jeff Okudah there, there's still a very soft secondary. They were saying that Brandon Ayuk has the best advantage against his opposing corners. So Brandon Ayuk is someone I'm looking at my rankings right now. I'm firing him as a top 14 wide receiver, whereas I have Robbie Anderson more as a strong wide receiver 3 play. So I'd go Ayuk there. You said, do I see Dyami Brown having a good week? Yeah, I actually have him. I have him decently high. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, with with Curtis Samuel gone, I'm really excited for Dyami Brown. Would I in a league with 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes? I probably don't start him, but Dyami Brown is someone I'm very excited for because he could pop off this week, and then we're looking at a guy that's steamrolling a little bit, kind of has some Claypool, some T Higgins type upside to his game, and I loved him coming out of school too. He's a very clean prospect out of UNC. You said start Zack Moss or Javonte Williams at RB2. That's a close one. That is a close one. Well, I mean, what? So you have the Bills against the Steelers. Who are the Broncos playing? I'm going to pull up on my laptop real quick. I guess the matchups. ESPN.com/scores. Because I forget who the Broncos are playing against. Also, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to try and get to as many of these as possible. The only way to guarantee that I get to your question would be a super chat or whatever, however that works, even if it's 99 cents. But yeah, I can't guarantee everyone gets their question answered. All right, so I'm kind of taking a little bit longer than I should be here. All right, so what do we got? So Steelers are playing the Bills, and then the Broncos are playing the Giants. Man, oh man. Also, if you guys can, when you ask the question, specify between like PPR and half PPR. But I think I go Javonte there. As much as he's like a rookie and you don't really want to start a rookie week 1, I think Zack Moss against that Steelers defense is going to be a tough start. So I would go Javonte there. You said you already started Zeke, full PPR, need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Saquon, Tyson Williams, A-Rob. Hey, Clayton, I know Allen Robinson's going up against Jalen Ramsey, but I'm just kidding. You need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex from this list. Saquon, I don't know. What are we thinking of? What are we feeling about Tyson Williams in terms of week 1? I'm not sure if I'm firing up Tyson Williams and being very happy about it, to be honest. I think Tyson Williams for me is more of a wait and see because, I mean, Latavius Murray could have a little bit more of a role. They're gonna be it might just be a full on, just figure something out. Don't they have like Devontae Freeman now at this point? So I would go Saquon. I'd go Saquon. Man, that gets tough at wide receiver. You said full PPR, so I go Saquon at running back. Then I go. Man, I have a hard time sitting Ayuk, but I also hate like sitting my studs. I personally go Saquon, Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett, and sit Ayuk on the bench. I have them literally back to back in my ranks. I have Allen Robinson at 12, Tyler Lockett at 13, and Ayuk at 14. Also, if you guys want access to my full rankings that come out every week in my I'm gonna have waiver wire like guides on like Fab and all that for the 0 RB targets. That's all gonna be on Patreon just for like $5 a month. But yeah, so I'll do these like every couple times a week to answer other questions that kind of slip through the cracks, I guess. What else do we got? Robbie Anderson or Visca? Man, that's close. That is close. Because Robbie's going to absolutely murder the Jets secondary. That Jets secondary, I was talking about them in a video the other day. I literally cannot name you. Like, I know Bryce Hall out of Virginia. He's solid. But then everyone else on that team, like Bless Austin was decent. And he got cut. Like, they genuinely have nobody out there. But Visca's playing Houston, right? Man, Houston's a juicy matchup, man. Houston is a very juicy matchup. Man, that's a very close one. That's a close one. That's a close one, but I think... Man, that's a very tough one, man. That's a very tough one. If I had to pick, I guess... Like, in my rankings, I have Visca ahead, so I'd go Visca. They're very close. They're like back-to-back for me, pretty much. What else we got? Chase or Debo week 1 PPR? How are we feeling about Jamar Chase in week 1, fellas? How are we feeling about Jamar Chase in week 1? Man, oh man. I'm not sure we're starting Chase with like a lot of confidence in week 1. I go Debo there pretty easily. Just because what? The San Francisco 49ers, they're gonna kill the Lions. As much as Ayuk, I was saying that earlier, Ayuk has a really good advantage against his corners. Debo also does. It's really just gonna come down to who is going to eat up for the 49ers before that game gets out of hand. So I don't mind taking a swing on Debo. You said Herbert or Hurts? Would have the Keenan stack with Herbert. That's juicy, but I'd go Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts for me. Let me look at my ranks right now. I have him as QB5 right now. Like if you don't have one of the elite quarterbacks, then I'm starting Jalen Hurts. Like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen are the only quarterbacks I'm starting over Jalen Hurts. We got a super chat? Okay, Dante, what's up, brother? What's up? Standard flex 1. Okay, so standard. All right, so now I got to kind of put my standard cap on for a second. So you have to flex 1. You said Cup, Callaway. So we have Cup against the Bears. You have Callaway against, who are the Saints playing this week? Packers. I think I like Mike Davis the most there in a standard. Yeah, I have Mike Davis there by a lot in a standard. Damn. Well, I lost my place now. not that that's a big deal. I don't. So let me know if should I go back up to the top now, back to like where I was. Who can I get for AB right now? Dude, if you can get anybody in like a top 20, if you can get like Ayuk, Higgins, Claypool, anybody like that, I would for Antonio Brown right now. I'm not I think Antonio Brown's going to be great, but I think that like someone's going to miss out. Why does my hair look like that? I just got out the shower, fellas. Oh, jeez. I don't know why my hair is just kind of sitting like that. But yeah, so Antonio Brown, I think he's going to be fine, but I don't think that he's going to do this every single week, like 100 yards plus and like go crazy. There's a chance that he could be like a top 12 wide receiver this year. Jeez, now it looks like I'm fucking balding. But yeah, if I could get him for like, if I could get like Ayuk, Higgins, Chanel, if I could get Jamar Chase too, that'd be fun. Said you're being offered Terry McLaurin for Lockett and Hunt. Should I do it? I lean no, but I don't hate it. What else we got? Said Galladay or Callaway? That's a good question. Let me see where I have them in the ranks real quick. So what, the Giants are playing the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos have a great pass defense. I feel like it's maybe decent. So I have Callaway all the way there. Am I an idiot? Why can't I find where Galladay is? Okay. Yeah, I have Galladay. I have Galladay ahead. For me, with Callaway, he was sick in the preseason and he's like pretty good, but I'd rather kind of see it first from him. Whereas Kenny Galladay, like we know he'll probably get his targets. He'll probably like he's a fine flex play for me as like a back end wide receiver at 3. So what do we got? Javonte Williams or James White? Javonte Williams or James White. I would say also make sure you guys like specify if it's like PPR or whatever. But I do think this is Javonte Williams pretty easily for me. Like I do like James White, but we kind of have to see how that running back committee sort of shakes out. And I'm not really. I have said that Javonte Williams in week 1 is a tough start. But if your other option, someone like James White, who you probably got as a flyer, I probably just go Javonte Williams and hope for the best. Who do I start in my flex? Galladay, Damian Harris, or Laviska? I think I probably lean Laviska there. Let me check though. So you said Damian Harris, Laviska, or Galladay. Yeah, I go Laviska personally. Dude. Laviska might literally shred that Texans defense. I'm very excited to see what the Jaguars can do against the Texans. Because we got Trevor Lawrence in there. Like Trevor Lawrence could just be great. Trevor Lawrence could just dice that defense up. I don't think that game's gonna be as close as Vegas thinks. So it says start Swift or Javonte, half PPR. Swift for me. I'm starting Swift pretty confidently this week. He's good to go. They're saying, I think that all the concern was over this past season was simply that it was a conditioning problem. He's been dealing with this groin injury. Has he been getting into game shape? But like in terms of him actually playing and that injury not being that serious, I think he's just fine. Like I think he's going to get a fine workload. Deuce Staley came out and said that he's not worried about like how many touches that they're counting. I really like if you have Swift, play him in your RB2 spot this week. What do we got? We got a super chat. Let me get to it. What do we got? Ayuk, Higgins, or Claypool in the flex for PPR. Huh. Ayuk, Higgins, or Claypool in the flex. I think Ayuk for me. Ayuk, Ayuk is a borderline must start for me. I have him as wide receiver 14 this week. And I have Higgins. I have Higgins as like a back end wide receiver 2, and I have Claypool as like a wide receiver 3 this week, maybe. No, yeah, I have them both as like wide receiver. I have him as a wide receiver 3. So yeah, I'd go Ayuk there. Got we another super chat? I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you, Edit 718. What do we got? Ayuk or Laviska PPR? Lions might run all day. I got Ayuk. I got Ayuk because I think the 49ers probably just blow the doors off the Lions. Ayuk has a really good match against their corners as well. He has like the best advantage. There's like a fucking plane going on outside. But yeah, I know the Lions might run. I don't know if they will because we are looking at a situation where they're going to be behind a lot, you know what I mean? So I think probably early on the 49ers beat up on the Lions, and then it's just a matter of, you know, getting one of the guys that get, like, they're probably going to score 3-4 touchdowns in the first half. So it just comes down to who's going to be that guy. So I like Ayuk there. What else do we got? What's up, Read Option? Said keep killing it, my dude. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. What else do we got? Again, guys, the only way to like I'm gonna be skipping around a lot because I don't want to answer questions that aren't relevant anymore. So yeah, you can ask it again if I miss it. I'm just trying to keep things relevant here. Another one from Edit. You said Mike Davis or Gaskin in PPR. I believe I have Mike Davis. Yeah, I have Mike Davis. I think for game 1, he probably gets the workload because Wayne Gallman's still, you know, learning the playbook. And who are the Falcons playing? Falcons are playing the Eagles. That's a tough defensive front, but I think that Mike Davis gets. Why I got weird shit on my lips? But yeah, I think that he probably gets like most of the workload because I think Wayne Gallman is still going to be like not up to speed yet. So I don't mind him in week 1. Yeah, this was a question I wanted to answer. What do we got here from Derek? I appreciate the donation, brother. What do we got? Full PPR and flex, DJ Chark or Russell Gage. I think pretty handedly that's going to be DJ Chark for me. Let me see where I got him. Yeah, I have DJ Chark. He has way more weekly upside. I'm not really ever trying to start Russell Gage. And DJ Chark against Houston, like he could just go crazy. I think one of those Jaguars wide receivers, whether that's Marvin Jones, whether that's Laviska Shenault, or DJ Chark, I think one of them goes off. What else do we got here? Somebody was asking about my another super chat. What's up, brother? Trey Sermon versus Detroit or James White? Trey Sermon or James White? I think that might be just Trey Sermon for me. I think you probably have a better chance of Trey Sermon just kind of falling into the end zone than with James White, even in a full PPR against Detroit. Detroit's super soft. So appreciate that. What else do we got? I'm trying to find the guy that was asking me about. I'm trying to find someone was asking me about. Oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. So can you talk a little about your updated Javonte dynasty rankings? Would you be trying to acquire him before the season, and what would you give up? I would be trying to acquire him before the season because I don't think that anybody else is out there has him at like RB9 or like the price that I have him at. So I would be trying to poke around at Javonte Williams. I personally have him. I moved him up higher because I figured that, you know, I think that in Dynasty a lot of people have like you have Mixon, you have whatever half of this tier. So you have like Mixon, Derrick Henry, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Zeke, Joe Mixon, and like I think a lot of people have like 3 of those guys up and like 3 of those guys down. I move them all into the same tier. I'll catch whoever of those guys fall to me in the 4th, but the only running backs I see being worth paying up for are the rookie running backs and Najee Harris and Javonte. And Javonte wasn't a prospect I was super high on when he got drafted, but then the Miami Dolphins trade up for him, so that's another bump up. Then I saw his yards created data, which didn't come out until after the draft from Graham Barfield. That's one of the most predictive metrics we have for running backs, so he did really well in that. Then I did some digging on his draft age. Coming out at the age 20 is huge for running backs. He did a lot of pass catching in college. Like I think he is lined up for a lot right now that I don't think people are really looking into. So he's a really strong prospect. He's in a good spot. And I moved him into a spot. I think that he has a lot of insulation. You know what I mean? Like I think he doesn't have to do too much this year to still hold value. He just needs to show something down the stretch. All right, what do we got here? Oh shit. Ayuk and or Debo full PPR 2 flex. You can flex. I'm a little bit confused. I have Ayuk over Debo. Claypool, Tyson, or LaVisca in the flex. I lost Gus. Claypool, Tyson, or LaVisca in the flex. I think I go LaVisca Chenault in the flex pretty easily there against Houston. I kind of want to see how the Steelers wide receivers, break before I start them. And aren't they playing? Who are the Steelers playing this week? I feel like I've talked about this game a million times. The Bills, yeah. So I personally go LaVisca, but I think that Claypool is a close second. He said, who do I start at my RB2 week 1? Is there a way to get this off the screen? Javonte Williams, Trey Sermon, AJ Dillon, and Latavius Murray full PPR. I still go Javonte there. I know people are going to be a little bit hesitant to start Javonte. It's just when you give me that lineup of running backs, I don't like Javonte Williams is really the only guy I feel comfortable starting even in the slightest. I have Javonte Williams as my RB29 this week. What else do we got? You said one running back, one wide receiver, and one flex. Chubb, Allen Robinson, Ayuk, Swift, and CEH full PPR. And like I said, guys, I'm trying to get to everybody, so I scroll down. I missed some of you guys, so if I missed your question, just type it again. I'll get to it. Chubb, Allen Robinson, Ayuk, Swift, and CEH full PPR. Chubb, A-Rob, Ayuk, Swift, and CEH full PPR. So one running back, one wide receiver, one flex. I probably go. Man, how high do I have CEH? I think I go CEH, Allen Robinson, and then in the flex, I don't know why I said flexed. I probably go. Man, that's tough, man. I mean, I go Ayuk, CEH, and Allen Robinson. But if you want to go CEH, Chubb, and Allen Robinson, I think that's absolutely fine. We got a super chat. I appreciate that, brother. What do we got here? Rondell Moore, Tanyan, or Jamar Chase in a full PPR. Jamar Chase for me. Jamar Chase. I think that Rondell Moore and Tanyan are too fringe. What do we got here? What's up, Anthony? You said Tanyan or Hunter Henry 0.5 PPR. I go Tanyan there. I think that he has a better chance of just scoring a touchdown, which is really all you're hoping for from these guys. What does Tanyan play for? I know, obviously he plays for the Packers. He plays against the Saints, though. The Saints, and you have Hunter Henry, Patriots versus the Dolphins. Yeah, I go Tanyan there. You said A-Rob or Chark. A-Rob, Chark, Jamar Chase, or Aguilar half PPR. Allen Robinson for me pretty easily. Allen Robinson is like the only like legit wide receiver on that list. Swift, Callaway, LaVisca, Tyson, pick 2 full PPR. LaVisca, Chenault, and Deandre Swift for me. I think Callaway and Tyson are kind of more like fringe dart throws. And like I said earlier, I'm very confident that Swift is going to be fine this week. You said, in a dynasty league with 4 flexes, can I be comfortable starting Terrace Marshall when I had Cooper and Godwin, or should I hit the waiver wire? In a dynasty league, I don't know. With a dynasty league and with 4 flexes, I don't know who else you're going to find that has any kind of upside, I guess. I'd go Terrace. Corey Davis or Deontay Johnson at wide receiver 2. Man, that's close. That's close because I really like Corey Davis this week. Corey Davis or Deontay Johnson. What do I have? I go Deontay Johnson. I wouldn't get too cute there. Should I start Ayuk or Robbie Anderson for my flex? Ayuk. Ayuk for sure. Like I said, Ayuk has a really good matchup this week. You said Gaskin or Montgomery full PPR. David Montgomery for me. Who are the Bears playing again? What, the Rams? I mean, that's going to be a tough matchup, but I'm just not really comfortable starting Gaskin yet. Full PPR in the flex. It is kind of like in week 1, it does kind of just come down to the fact that, like, you just have to kind of start your studs and just kind of wait for more information. Full PPR in the flex, Visca or Devonta Smith. Visca for me. I'm not really trying to start any of the rookies week 1 until we kind of see what they look like on the field. Even though Devonta Smith could be great. I have Devonta Smith as my wide receiver 39. I have Laviska as my wide receiver 27 right now. So David Montgomery versus Rams or Sermon versus Detroit. David Montgomery for me. I think Sermon has a great matchup, but I don't think that he is going to be the starter. Like, I think that we know that that's going to be Raheem Mostert at this point. So, like, Trey Sermon, you're pretty much just hoping that he gets some garbage time, like a garbage time touchdown, which is completely in his range of outcomes. But give me David Montgomery, who is going to be like the main guy there. Cupper, Allen Robinson in a standard league. I think I lean Allen Robinson in a standard. Yeah, I go Allen Robinson there. I think Kupp is more of a PPR guy, and Allen Robinson probably has a better chance of getting a touchdown, even though Kupp does score himself a good amount of touchdowns. Said Ron, who are the 2 overall better starts? You have Chris Carson, Darrell Henderson, Tyson Williams, Eckler if he plays, Trey Sermon. I don't know what to do with Eckler this week, man. Even if they say that he suits up, like, what are we saying about that? Like, are we playing Eckler if he's a healthy go? For me personally, like, I'm not, like, if you have Eckler, I think that you have to start him if he's healthy. You're just probably not in a spot to sit him. When I look at this list, if Eckler is healthy, I go Eckler and Chris Carson. If not, then I go Darrell Henderson, I believe. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, I go Darrell. So Chris Carson and Eckler, and if Eckler doesn't play, then I go Chris Carson and Darrell Henderson. We got a super chat. I appreciate you, Wilson. What do we got? Full PPR at flex, Mostert, Chase, Judy, Darrell Henderson. That's actually a really tough one. I think off the bat, I do think Mostert. I just really like Mostert as a start this week. Yeah, I go Mostert. Mostert is going to eat up that defense, bro. Mostert against the Lions. I think I'm already going to lock in like a prop for him. So where was I at? Let me know what you guys want me to do for these live streams. I'm still very new to this. When I answer super chats, should I go back to where I was, or when I answer super chat, should I just start fresh from that super chat and answer the questions that come after the super chat? Because I don't want to be answering questions of people that aren't even here anymore, you know? Let me know what I should be doing with that. I'm still very new to this. I'm trying to find a system that works. Like I said, I'm trying to get to as many as I can, while also answering the super chats, you know? You said Carson or Ayuk full PPR. Man, that's tough. Some of you guys have stacked teams to be making these kinds of start decisions. I go Chris Carson. Let me just lock in that running back, I guess. I don't mind it. Also, if you guys are watching this, make sure you get that like button going. Hit that like button. Helps us out a ton. Yo, brother, I've been back and forth all week. A-Rob and Lockett full PPR. I'm leaning A-Rob, but hate the matchup. Man, that's tough. That's tough. I'm going to be honest with you. I have them very close in my wide receiver rankings. I have them literally back to back. To be honest with you, I think, man, depends, man. If you want to go upside, you go Lockett. If you want to go safety, you go Allen Robinson. I personally have Allen Robinson just ahead. God, that's tough though. I think I go Allen Robinson still. That's very tough though. All right, so where were we? I gotta start favoriting the last one before super chats. That'll be a really good idea. Again, I'm still learning here. You said rank Pittman, Devonta Smith, Mike Williams, and Landry. God, that's a tough list of wide receiver there, brother. I have it Jarvis. Devonta Smith, Pittman, Mike Williams. That's what I have it in my ranks. 0.5 PPR this week. Tyler Higbee, Darnell Mooney, Ramandra Stevenson, or Terrace Marshall, Sonny, dude. We got to call him Terrace Marshall. That's my guy right there. A lot of people call him Terrence. I get it. It's a common mistake. It might even have been autocorrect. But please call my name. Call him by his name of Terrace. All right, so Ramandra Stevenson. God, that's an interesting lineup right there, brother. That is an interesting lineup there. I don't think that we're starting Ramandra Stevenson with any kind of certainty this week. I will say I think Mooney is an interesting play, even though the Rams are tough. If Ramsey gives Allen Robinson a tough time, he could find himself in a good matchup there. Man, I think I go Darnell Mooney. Yeah, I go Darnell Mooney. That's a really tough list, but I go Darnell Mooney just because I think, like I said, I think Jalen Ramsey probably stays with what's his name? Jalen Ramsey probably stays with Allen Robinson, so I think that does give Darnell Mooney some appeal. Now I will say I wish it was Justin Fields, because you've seen those clips last year where like Darnell Mooney breaks a guy like Jalen Ramsey and then gets overthrown. We probably see that same kind of thing go on with Andy Dalton. But once they start, is there any chance that they start Justin Fields this week? Is there any chance at all? I say he probably gets in by half, which would be sick. James White or Trey in a 0.5 PPR. I'm going Trey Sermon. You just gotta hope that he falls into the end zone against the Lions. Still confident CD over Cooper. Not super confident. I still feel good about it. Like they both saw 15, 16 targets. I had them in the same tier all along, and I actually ended up with Amari Cooper on as many teams as I ended up with CeeDee Lamb on them. People were disrespecting Amari Cooper at the end of draft season. I was getting him in like the mid 4th round. I had him personally as a mid 3rd. I had CeeDee as a early 3rd, and I had Cooper as a mid 3rd. So I was actually higher than consensus on both of them. I just had CeeDee just ahead. All right, so what are we got a super chat? What's up, Derek? You said, can you rank my team, please? I put it in the chat. Where are you at? I don't really usually rank teams. Like I will, because you super chatted. That's why I wasn't like I'm really just trying to do start sit and like other questions, because like rank my team, like I'm gonna be honest, Derek, without seeing like the full layout of the league, it's so hard for me to tell you like if this is a solid team. You know, it's like 10 team. I don't play in a lot of 10 teamers. Josh Allen's great. Kamara, Sanders, Hunt, Fournette. That's a solid running back group. Wide receivers: AJ Brown, DJ Chark, Hopkins, AJ Brown, DJ Chark. Yeah, that's a solid team. It's tough to really do much more than just say like, yeah, I think if I gave that team a grade, having Kamara, AJ Brown, Hopkins, I probably don't go Josh Allen as early without a guy like without Diggs, but yeah, it's a solid team. I give it like a B+, A-. So where was I at? Oh, we got another super chat. All right, I appreciate you, brother. Okay, Alex, what do we got here? Almost blocked you. I'm a little bit new to the software. Half PPR, Boyd, Corey Davis, or Pittman. I think gut reaction is probably Boyd. I think Boyd is actually a really sneaky start this week, because I think he's the only one with like, or I guess Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both have rapport with Joe Burrow. But you know, like Jamar Chase probably going to be slow to get up to speed. Where do we have Boyd in the ranks right now? How low am I on Boyd? Boyd, Corey Davis, or Pittman? Man, I have Corey Davis and Boyd back to back. I go Corey Davis. I'm a really big fan of like, he's going to get a lot of targets this game. I think Jamison Crowder's officially out, and then you have Elijah Moore, who I love, but rookies don't often like just get super super hot right out the gate. All right, so where was I? I've decided that I'm going to just do all these in chronological order, and I'll just jump down the super chats when they come. All right, so you said pick 2, Swift, Thielen, Mixon. I think I go Swift and Mixon without thinking about it too much, to be honest. And I don't even mind Thielen that much this week. So we got Swift, Thielen, and Mixon. I have Mixon as my RB7, and I have Swift as my RB16. Where do I have Thielen? Yeah, so I go Swift and Mixon. Swift just over Thielen, so if you want to go Thielen and Mixon, that's fine, but I think it's definitely start Mixon and then like between Swift and Thielen. Got another super chat? Appreciate you guys. You guys are going crazy, man. T. Higgins or Brandon Ayuk in the flex. I have CD and Cooper Kupp. Damn it, So what do we got here? We got T. Higgins or Brandon Ayuk in the flex. I have CD and Cooper Kupp. Ayuk for me in the flex. Yeah, I go Ayuk. I love T. Higgins, and I think that I do think that T. Higgins or like the Bengals guys could blow up, but I like Ayuk personally because like I said, the Detroit game, they have the best matchup on PFF, the biggest advantage over those corners. Even though like I said, I thought that Jeff Okudah was nice coming out of school, but maybe he was bad last year. Again, I don't do IDP. I don't follow up too much with the defense. But yeah, so I go Ayuk. You said Steven C. I feel like you've been in here before. Steven C. What's up, brother? PPR, Devonta Smith, Deandre, or Callaway? Why did I say Callaway? All right. Devonta Smith, Deontay Johnson, or Callaway? Deontay for me. Deontay for sure. Definitely go Deontay. I think Devonta Smith, you don't really want to start a rookie week 1. And with Callaway, I really don't know if it's real yet. I really don't know. I'd like to see it outside of the preseason before I start him. Said interested to hear what you think these backfield splits will look like this week and going forward. Cardinals, 49ers, Broncos, Raiders, Detroit. I think Cardinals you probably have. I think it'll be like almost like a 55-45 split between Connor and Edmonds. You probably have Edmonds on passing downs. You probably have James Conner on like goal line and short yardage situations. I think James Conner has a pathway to kind of, get in there and be a 3-down guy because he did have that skill set at Pittsburgh, both in school and on the team, where he did like he caught a good few balls when he was like out there at like the main guy. So he could. I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but I think he could move Edmonds over. I think they both have like pass to kind of move forward. And you said the 49ers. I think eventually Mostert probably gets hurt. Or, I think he probably gets hurt, and we see either Trey Sermon work his way into a bigger role, or we see Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is someone I've been stashing on some teams. I have some 20 round draft teams in the FFPC where I've been stashing Elijah Mitchell, man. I'm telling you, Elijah Mitchell in deeper leagues, please go get him. Because the minute Mostert goes down, there is a small chance. I'm not saying that this is a big chance, but when we're talking about upside and uncertainty, there's a small chance that Elijah Mitchell is a better running back than Trey Sermon. I personally had Elijah Mitchell over Trey Sermon pre-draft. If they both got drafted 3rd round, I'd prefer Elijah Mitchell. He was a stud at school. Then you had Broncos. I said this a few times. I think that it'll probably be 60-40 split to Melvin Gordon. Then we'll see Javonte Williams eat at that. But Javonte Williams has looked great. They sat him out in the last preseason game. He looked really good in pass protection too. So I really do like Javonte Williams kind of being able to make that step forward. Raiders, I don't really see anything interesting there. I think it'll just be Jacobs, and then you'll have Kenyon Drake on passing downs. I don't think that Kenyon Drake really earns more of that type of role. And then we have Detroit, where I think Swift probably gets like a 55 to 60% snap share, opportunity share, and I think he gets most of like the receiving work, most of the goal line work. I don't know if he really has much room to take any more work from Jamal Williams, though. I think he probably tops out at like 60-65% opportunity share, which is fine because he does have like that super high target ceiling. So that's like my quick little breakdown there. Russell Wilson or Jalen Hurts and 6-point touchdown. You're killing me. I'm honestly just kidding. But yeah, I don't really know, man. So I really love Jalen Hurts this week, but in a 6-point passing touchdown. Let me take a look at the ranks real quick. How many of you guys play in 6-point passing touchdown leagues? Man, oh man. Yeah, in a 6-point passing touchdown, I'd go Russ. I've been loving Jalen Hurts, but that's in 4-point passing touchdown leagues. I have Jalen Hurts as a top 5 guy. You said Sanders or Mostert in the flex. I hate that my answer is probably Mostert. It's Mostert, yeah. Mostert. I think that Mostert just crushes the Lions this week. You said Antonio Gibson to the moon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is going to be big. For any of you guys out there that have Antonio Gibson, this is huge. We need to know if he gets that passing down work. We need to know. Said, sup, bro? Love your podcast. Appreciate that, man. I'm really trying to get better uploading them to iTunes and Apple Music and like Spotify so you guys can listen to them as well. Because I got to be honest with you guys, I don't ingest. I don't know. I don't digest a lot of like visual content when I'm like doing research for fantasy. I listen to it all through podcasts when I'm like delivering food and shit. Should I start Montgomery against the Rams? I don't know what other alternatives you have, but because I imagine you drafted him 3rd or 4th round, you should. You said Waller or Carson PPR. I'm guessing that's Chris Carson versus Darren Waller. God, that's weird. Are you one of those teams that like drafted like Travis Kelce? Or maybe it's one of those leagues where it's like, I've seen those leagues which are kind of weird to me, where you can start pretty much like you can start wide receiver, tight end at 3 spots. And in that scenario, that's tough. In that scenario, I start Waller. Waller is like pretty much like the wide receiver 8, and I would start the wide receiver 8 over Chris Carson. 0.5 PPR, Tevin Coleman, James White, or Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon for me. Trey Sermon. There's a good chance that he falls in the end zone. I have it pretty close between him and James White, but in a 0.5 PPR, I go Trey Sermon. He said, who do you start at flex? Callaway, Javonte Williams, Sutton. Also, fellas, if I answer your question, could you be so nice as to hit the like button on this video? That'd be huge for us. So who do I start at flex? Callaway, Javonte Williams, Sutton, or Boyd in a standard league? In a standard. I think Callaway is definitely out the window. I think you probably go Javonte, to be honest with you. Javonte, like Sutton, Boyd. Yeah, like in a standard, you have to go Javonte and just play the running back. Hope that he gets a touchdown. Sutton or Corey Davis, half PPR. Sutton or Corey Davis in a half PPR. How high do I have Sutton? I think I go Sutton. I'm super excited to see what. I'm really excited to see what Sutton does this year or this week. It seems like people. What was I trying to say? It seems like Sutton. I want to say there was a report out where like Fangio was saying like the last 2 weeks he's really turned the corner. I think he's going to be really good coming off that ACL. So I'd be really interested to see what he does, and I have him over Corey Davis. What do you think about trading Damian Harris and Antonio Brown for Deontay Johnson and AJ Green? I probably stay put there, brother. AJ Green is like a throwaway for me, so it's like Deontay Johnson for Damian Harris and Antonio Brown. And at that spot, I probably just hold on to Antonio Brown. Now, if you could do Antonio Brown for Deontay Johnson straight up, I'd actually be open to that. Rank Pittman, Devonta Smith. I feel like I did that before. I did for sure. How do I feel about JT with the Heinz extension? Yeah, I'm still not very concerned about it. I think like we don't need Jonathan Taylor to get like 100 targets to be a legendary type running back. I think all he really needs is, like 50, 60, 70 targets. The thing is, the bet you're making with Jonathan Taylor is that he is such a good player and he's such an undeniable talent that he will actually eat into Nyheim Hines' workload. That's where he gets his ceiling. And that he has like monster efficiency where he has like 50-yard touchdowns, those really long touchdown runs that he usually has. Hold on. Where's my water? You get what I'm saying? I also think this is going to be a good team where they're not going to be down by a lot. T, viral, movie. What else we got? Happy BR, must choose a running back 2 and a flex. I have DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Kareem Hunt, James Conner. Jeez, an RB and a flex. So at RB I go Swift. At RB I go Swift. What was this half PPR? At RB I go Swift. Man, so I think Josh Jacobs gets very interesting here. Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I go Josh Jacobs and DeAndre Swift. You said need one. Jacobs, Gaskin, or Tyson. Keep killing it, brother. Appreciate that, man. Jacobs, Gaskin, or Tyson. Yeah, I would go Jacobs there. Actually, let me push back on that for a second. Who do I have ranked ahead in the ranks right now? Yeah, I go Josh Jacobs. I said Javonte Williams. Should I start? Yeah, I think he's a decent start. It just depends on like who else you have. It's tough to say sit or start without knowing the alternatives. Hunt, Sermon, or Javonte Williams? Hunt, Sermon, or Javonte Williams? I think I go Kareem Hunt there. I think that there's some scoring opportunity here against the Chiefs. Dude, I want that game to be a shootout so bad. They have the highest over-under of the week, you know, so I don't mind targeting as many of the Browns Chiefs guys as possible. Now, I wouldn't do this maybe like in like DFS or something. I don't know, but Donovan Peoples-Jones could be very interesting. You said pick one. What just happened? Yeah, so I personally go Kareem Hunt. I think especially in this game script where if they get behind, like maybe they go behind like a touchdown or two, Kareem Hunt could start coming in on passing downs as that back, get some PPR upside. I think Kareem Hunt is a very strong candidate to just maybe score a touchdown. So T Visca, Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds puts a really interesting wrinkle in there. How low do I have Chase Edmonds? So I have Chase Edmonds at 61 in the flex rankings. Again, I have all of these rankings up on Patreon. So if you want to see, like, I have my flex rankings, my top 75 wide receivers, my top 50 running backs. So if you want to use those, they're very solid ranks. Just know that. I also have my waiver wire, all that good stuff. T Visca. I believe, yeah. So we're gonna go T Higgins here, in a full PPR for sure. We'll go Higgins. Higgins might just eat up against that Minnesota secondary. I'm pretty sure they're very weak at corner. So Zach Wilson or Jimmy G. God, that's tough. I hope that this is a super flex league, which I imagine it is. Zach Wilson or Jimmy G. How do I have this? I still have Zach Wilson. I want to put Zach Wilson higher. I just can't until he starts. Or until I see him for a game, because I've had too many run-ins with these Jets quarterbacks, man, where they just suck. And I'm not saying he's going to suck, obviously. Like, it's tough to say it's tough to put that on somebody. Oh, you're a Jets player, so you're gonna suck. But I just want to see it for a week, so I go Jimmy G there. You said Gage and Meyer both okay for this week. If I could pivot elsewhere, I would. I would say I like Meyer more than Gage, but I don't really love either. Sermon or Tyson Williams, 0.5 PPR for my flex. Sermon. I'm not really starting Tyson Williams with any kind of I'm not really starting Tyson Williams with any kind of confidence this week. I kind of want to see how that Ravens backfield breaks down first before I shove anybody in my lineup. Said standard scoring, need 1. Montgomery, Damian Harris, Gaskin, Mike Davis. Need an RB and a flex. I go, standard scoring. In standard scoring, I'll go Montgomery and Mike Davis there pretty handedly. You said Higgins or Damian Harris PPR, also Rodgers or Hurts. I go Higgins there. I like Higgins a lot more. Like I said, like he could have a boom week this week against the Vikings. I think that their corners are pretty trash. Let me just make sure. So there's Damian Harris, and then I have T. Higgins. Yeah, I have T. Higgins way ahead of Damian Harris. You also said Rodgers or Hurts. What do we got? Aaron Rodgers. I have Aaron Rodgers at 10. Jalen Hurts. Oh, it didn't even register. But yeah, Jalen Hurts is like a must start for me. Jalen Hurts for sure. If it's 4-point passing touchdown. We got a super chat. Okay. What's up, brother? What's up, Litsky? What do we got? T. Higgins or Robbie Anderson. Love your vids. Appreciate that, man. I got T. Higgins there. I do like Robbie Anderson, and I think that he could tear up that secondary. But for where you drafted at T. Higgins, most likely, like maybe like 5th round, 6th round, and then also, Jamar Chase is probably going to be, building up to speed. He might start a little bit slow here, so I think T. Higgins is going to be the number 1 guy this week, and I think that Viking secondary isn't anything special. So I really like T. Higgins this week, actually. Now that I'm kind of working through these, talking to you guys. But anyways, appreciate the donation, brother. What do we got here? Brandon Cooks or Deebo Samuel, flex pull PPR. Let me see. I want to say Deebo pretty easily. I'm not really trying to start anybody on the Texans until we kind of see what that shit show looks like. That's just gonna be an absolute dumpster fire, man. Yeah, I have Deebo. I have Deebo as a top 30 guy. I have Brandon Cooks at wide receiver 36. Javonte Williams or Trey Sermon? That's actually a good question. How do I have that? I want to say Javonte Williams. Yeah. Oh, man. I think... Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, I think I go Javonte Williams, man. Like, I really don't know what that 49ers backfield will look like. So Mike Gesicki or Jonnu at tight end. What do I got here? I think Gesicki for sure. Gesicki, I put this in my video I posted the other day, but Gesicki is going to be in a spot where like his bread and butter, like where he makes his money is playing on the outside. Like Mike Gesicki is just a big ass wide receiver, and when he's not playing in line and he can play in the slot, he can play out wide, all that good stuff. That's when he's at his best. And when you have Will Fuller serving that 1-game suspension, we're even more likely to see him in that like position where he's out wide, he's in the slot, he's all over the formation, and that's when you get those big games from Mike Gesicki. So I'm actually very excited for Mike Gesicki this week. Sermon or Singletary for RB2? That's actually a very interesting question. I think I go Sermon. I think I go Sermon for the matchup. That Pittsburgh defense is going to be so hard to run on. I think the Bills probably just pass a shit ton. They probably just pass an insane amount. You're getting ready for that Ohio State game. I'm actually going to be leaving this live stream once that kicks off. Let me actually. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I don't miss. Once it kicks off, I'm out of here. Because I also do that. Ohio State Oregon game's gonna be fun, man. I haven't put a bet on it yet though. I might just live bet it or something. I haven't put a bet on. Yeah, so that starts at 12. It might start a little bit later, like 12:15. So we'll see. I'll literally just leave it up to that. So what are we saying? Looking for RB2 and projected to win by 20, but that means nothing. Tyson Williams, DeAndre Swift, or Damian Harris. Swift for me. I have Swift as a guy that I'm starting pretty comfortably. Everywhere else. But yeah, definitely over. I'm not starting Tyson Williams yet, and Damian Harris I would shy away from if I could. Are you still out on Bryan Edwards? Very much so. Very much so. But that also could mean that he literally goes off for like 50 points this week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not big into Bryan Edwards. I own him pretty much nowhere. Start Sanders or Swift and flex. I got Swift. Man. Here's the thing. I go Swift over Miles Sanders. I have DeAndre Swift at 16. I have Miles Sanders at 19. I understand that Swift is more of a risky play. And if you want to shoot for more for floor and go Miles Sanders, that's completely fine. I have them literally almost back to back. I don't want to hear from everybody, oh, Deandre Swift didn't do shit last week. Like, I hate you for it. So, look, I'm saying if it was my money on the line, I go Swift. If you want a little bit more safety for just like, the RB19 versus my RB16, I don't mind going Sanders. Swift or Ayuk, 0.5 PPR in the flex. Oh, brother. I think I go Ayuk there. I go Ayuk. I think that Ayuk is good enough to get out of having to start Swift this week. Because like I said, I love that Detroit matchup he has. Henderson or Mostert? Mostert for sure. Mostert has a huge week this week, fellas. If you have Mostert, he should be in your lineup. Got a super chat? Appreciate that, Lidsky. What's up, brother? You said one more. You said last one. Tanyan or Gesicki? Oh, Tanyan Gesicki's an interesting one. I believe I still have Gesicki there. Yeah, I have Gesicki and Tanyan back-to-back. I still go Gesicki just because, like I said, I think that he's going to be used in a very good spot. Again, appreciate you for the donation, brother. Super sticker. Super chat. GDLT, appreciate you, brother. If you have a question, let me know. I'll get to it. Let me find my last liked comment. All right, so what do we got? You said stuck with starting Swift or Sermon for RB2.5 PPR. I go Swift there. Yes, sir, fellas. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Also, if I get to your comment, if I get to your question, make sure you hit that like button for me, fellas. We're 50 likes right now. We got 93 viewing right now. We should be at like 100 likes, fellas. Come on, for your boy. We got Laviska Shenault or Judy. I go Laviska. I'm still a little bit hesitant on that on the Broncos so far. I'm not super, especially the wide receivers. Kind of want to see it first with Judy. Where do I have Judy? I have Judy as my wide receiver 32. I have Laviska as wide receiver 27. Against Houston, he could literally just light them up. Claypool or Higgins there. Claypool might be seeing a lot of Tre'Davious White this week, and I kind of want to see how the Steelers kind of break out first. Kind of how those targets shake out after week 1. So I don't mind Claypool as a flex, but if you can start Higgins in front of him, like Higgins is a wide receiver 2 to me, not a flex. You said Eckler or Robinson in a 0.5 PPR. James Robinson for sure. I won't even, if you are in a spot like that where you can start James Robinson and not even have the headache of Austin Eckler, I would do that every time. Another super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Brandon, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Tyson Williams or Deandre Swift? Deandre Swift for me. I've been saying that I'm not really looking for to start Tyson Williams. I'm not really. Tyson Williams, I kind of want to see how that shakes out. I want to see how that shakes out first. He could be a fine start, but I wouldn't feel great about it. And I think Deandre Swift, as long as just stay monitoring the injury report, it seems like he's just fine. It was a conditioning problem. It seems like he's not even on a touch count anymore. So I'm firing up Deandre Swift, but just make sure you stay up to date on that injury report for sure. You said Melvin Gordon or Sermon in a standard league. I think Melvin Gordon there for sure. Melvin Gordon's going to be probably like the 1A back there for week 1. So starting backs are Henry, Najee, and Carson. Do I start Carson over Ayuk in a standard league? In a standard league, I do go Carson over Ayuk. In a standard league, I'm always like pretty much looking to start 3 running backs at a time. I don't really play that, but yeah, Latavius Murray or Tyson Williams rest of season. Oof. Rest of season. You're killing me with that one. If I was to take a stand, man, I think I go Tyson Williams ever so slightly. I think Tyson, just because he's in the system, he knows the playbook. He has ties with the team. He's not a complete minus athlete either. He's a pretty good athlete. All right, we got another super chat. What's good, Andreas? Callaway, Marquise Brown, Marvin Jones, Devonta Smith, pick 2. Let me check my ranks real quick, brother. So Marquez Callaway. Marquise Brown, Marvin Jones, Devonta Smith. I go Marvin Jones and Devonta Smith personally. I think Devonta Smith against the Falcons, that's a sneaky shootout game. I don't know why that over under is only 48, but I like the Falcons versus the Eagles in the dome. I think is 100% somewhere where you could see a shootout happen. And then Marvin Jones versus Houston's a really juicy matchup. And like I said, guys, don't repeat any questions, fellas. I'm just gonna do these. I'm just gonna do these like down. I'm literally doing them by chronological order of when they came in. Tyson Williams or Pittman. God, now we're getting to the nitty gritty, brother. Holy shit. I hope that this is like a 3 flex league. That is tough. Pittman versus like Tyson Williams. I go Pittman there. I go Pittman. It doesn't feel great, but I go Pittman. Swift or Jacobs for my RB2 half PPR. I personally go in a half PPR. Swift or Jacobs in a half PPR. I think I still go Swift there, to be honest with you. I think I still go Swift. I'm not sure Jacobs does much against the Ravens. I think also he's very bad in games that they lose, and they are underdogs in this game. I think they probably get just absolutely smacked up by the Ravens. So I go Swift there. Said Hooper, Higbee, or Goddard PPR. That's an interesting lineup of tight ends here. Hooper, Higbee, or Goddard. I have Higbee ahead of all of them. I have Higbee. Or wait. Yeah, I have Higbee ahead of all of them simply just because the corners for the Bears might give the wide receivers a tough time. Maybe Higbee sneaks in a touchdown. I think that he probably has the best chance of sneaking in a touchdown. Just all you could really ask for. What else do we got? Callaway. Oh, okay. I already answered you. Zach Wilson or Jimmy G. Jimmy G. Sit one. CEH, Mostert, Cup, Deontay. If I had to sit one, it'd be Deontay Johnson pretty handedly there. Carolina D. Now we're asking the good questions. Carolina D versus Jets or Washington D versus Chargers. I actually really like the Carolina D. I would go Carolina D over Washington if you have both. Full PPR, Kareem Hunt or Darrell Henderson. Let me see. So who are the Rams playing? The Bears? That's such a bad matchup. And then Kareem Hunt versus the Chiefs. I actually don't hate Kareem Hunt as a start this week. Man, I have Darrell Henderson ahead. I will say, oh man. I think I would actually change that if I could. I would go Kareem Hunt there. Said flex half PPR, Claypool, Chase, Mooney, Sermon, or Hines. Only one of them you can start. I personally go Claypool there. Yeah, I go Claypool. Let me just double check the ranks real quick. So Claypool, Chase, Mooney. Yeah, I go Claypool. So I'd start 2 out of these 4, 0.5 PPR. Sermon, Shepard, David Johnson, Michael Carter. Jeez. So Sermon is my 92nd. Shepard is my 80th. All right, so I start Sermon and Shepard there. Sermon and Shepard. I don't like David Johnson. I think that David Johnson is pretty much not going to have a role, and I think neither will Michael Carter, really, to be honest with you. He said 1 quarterback league, Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and Carson Wentz. I'm thinking Kirk because I have Thielen to stack. One QB league, Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and Carson Wentz. Let me see what I have for my quarterback ranks real quick. Burrow, Kirk Cousins. I'd go Burrow, man. Burrow against Minnesota. Minnesota kind of has a quietly pretty soft defense, especially like a pass defense. So I don't mind Burrow. I think that he probably has a solid game. Said Claypool, Mike Davis, or Pittman. Mike Davis for me. Even though I don't like Mike Davis was actually kind of a great start this week with Wayne Gallman kind of still getting up to speed. Schuster, Boyd, Chaser, Hardman in the flex, full PPR. All right, this will be the last one, fellas. We just saw kickoff in the Ohio State game. So Schuster, Boyd, Chaser, Hardman, flex, full PPR. Schuster, Boyd. Man, I don't love the idea of starting Jamar Chase, but I actually go... I go Jamar Chase and Boyd there. I go Jamar Chase and Boyd, and if you're not trying to start two Bengals, then I go Jamar Chase and Schuster. But all right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out. Please leave a like. If I didn't answer your start sit question, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be live tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna be answering as many start sit questions though. That's going to be me going live. I'm gonna be setting my lineups across like 20 different leagues. I'll be setting my own lineups, so maybe the start sit decisions I'm doing there, you guys can kind of go off of for your own teams. I think that'll be a fun stream. So maybe I'll have like 30 minutes to answer start sit questions. But if you want, literally. Like, I literally just go right off my ranking. So if you guys didn't get your question answered, you can go straight to my rankings, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. I have my week 1 rankings. I have my waiver wire rankings all on there. So if you want that for your, to go out there, dominate your championships, make sure you check that out. Now, as always, I love you guys. Maybe we get 5,000 subscribers by kickoff Sunday. I don't know. I don't think we will. But I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go watch this Ohio State, Oregon game. I'll see you guys in the next one.